Another option is -L. -L lists all rules in the selected chain and the specified table. If no chain is given, all chains are listed. For example, Iptables -L lists all rules in the filter table and all its chains, input, output, and forward. It's common to use -L option together with N from numeric and V from verbose like this. We'll talk more about -L in another lecture where we'll dive deeper into listing the Linux firewall. -F means flush the selected chain or all the chains in the table if none is given. This is equivalent to deleting all the rules one by one. For example, if I want to flush the input chain, I can simply execute Iptables -F input. Now, when I'm listing the chains, I can see that there is no rules on the input chain. They have been flushed. If I don't specify the chain, it will flush all chains from that table, and by default, it's the filter table. It has flushed all the chains of filter table. Now, I'm flushing all the chains of the net table. We'll discuss more about -F in a subsequent chapter. -Z means zero the packet and byte counters in all the chains or only in the given chain. Let me show you an example. I'll add a rule to the output chain that accepts SSH outgoing traffic or traffic to a remote SSH server, this Linux being the SSH client. Iptables -A output -P TCP -D port 22. The packets are going to port 22 -J accept. And I'm connecting to a remote SSH server just to have some matched packets. Okay, I am pressing Ctrl+C. I don't want to connect to that server. I just wanted some matched packets. When I list the firewall, we see that there are 9 matched packets, or 1925 bytes. Iptables -Z will reset packet and byte counters. We see that the number of packets and bytes matched by the rule have been reset. -N creates a new user-defined chain by the given name. We can create user-defined chains simply by writing Iptables -N and the name of the new user-defined or custom chain. Iptables -N, my chain. When running Iptables -VNL, we see all the chains, including the custom chain I've just created. Now to delete that chain, I use -X option, Iptables -X, my chain. I don't go deeper into user-defined chains at this moment. We'll have an entire section on this later in the course. And finally, -P sets the default policy for the built-in chains input, output, and forward. The default policy specifies what happens to packets that are not matched by any rule and can be either accept or drop. The default policy is set to accept. We can change the default policy using Iptables -P, the name of the chain, and then input or drop. For example, I'm setting the drop policy for the forward chain. Iptables -P, the name of the chain forward, and the policy drop. This means that each packet that is not accepted by a rule will be dropped. We'll have a dedicated lecture on policies. And the last option we take a look at in this lecture is -d. It deletes one or more rules from the selected chain. We don't use this option too much because we often write all the rules in a script and then run the script. If we want to delete or modify a rule, we simply modify the script and run it again. But if you want to use the -d option to delete an Iptables rule, you just have to specify the line number you want to delete like this. There are rules loaded into memory, and I'll list the filter table to see the rules. Let's delete this rule, which is the second rule of the output chain. So I write Iptables -d output and 2, where 2 means the second line. And now when I list the filter table of input, output and forward chains, we notice that the rule has been deleted. Okay, these are the most important Iptables commands, options or flags. Thank you.